Candide Project by Julie Sherrill, Mitchell Chapman, and Michael Sefcik. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Various philosophical questions, optimistic or not, are raised throughout the novel, such as Pangloss's consistent reference to their world as the best of all possible worlds. This simple, ironic statement never fails to provide Candide and his travelers with a sense of hope. No matter how he views his circumstances, Candide must always hope for the best. By human nature, he must discover if there is a better world, thus thrusting him, ironically, back in a spiral of endless disappointments and struggles. Voltaire's satirical thrusts allude to the various points in history, such as the Holocaust or genocide, thus highlighting real-world problems. Candide is thrown out of the kingdom, the best of all possible kingdoms. Cunegande suffers because of their lovers' naivety as young adults, led to consequences of separation and broken hearts due to their actions. Voltaire undercuts the savagery and torture of these scenes by making them as if they were normal occurrences. He gets past the point that these are horrors and makes each situation Candide suffers through as if it is for the best and that there is a sufficient reason for each problem. Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. Voltaire satirizes virtually every character and attitude he portrays and mocks the autocracy's belief in a natural superiority by birth. Pangloss's optimistic philosophy parodies the ideas of G.W. von Leibniz, a 17th century mathematician and philosopher who claimed that a predetermined harmony pervaded the world. Both Pangloss and Leibniz claim that this world must be the best possible one, since God, who is perfect, created it. Voltaire criticizes this use of philosophical thought for its blind optimism, an optimism that appears absurd in the face of the tragedies the characters in Candide endure. At the beginning of the novel, Candide's education consists of only what Pangloss has taught him. His expulsion from the castle marks Candide's first direct experience with the outside world, and thus the beginning of his re-education. Candide's experiences in the army and the war directly contradict Pangloss's teaching that the world is the best of all possible worlds. The world of the army is full of evil, cruelty, and suffering. Powerful members of the nobility start wars, but common soldiers and subjects suffer from the consequences. Neither side of the conflict is better than the other, and both engage in rape, murder, and destruction. Voltaire spares neither the Protestants nor Catholics. The Anabaptist Jacques is a notable exception. Voltaire, generally skeptical of religion, was unusually sympathetic to the Anabaptist belief. Jacques is one of the most generous and human characters in the novel, but he is also realistic about human faults. Chapter 13 and Chapter 14. Voltaire uses Don Fernando to represent his satire and the arrogance of nobility. The long name of the governor mocks the importance that the nobility gives to titles. Voltaire attacks the nobility's belief that they are endowed with superior virtues that entitle them to wealth and power. Voltaire shows Cunegande unfaithfully marrying the governor, which creates a long time of suffering and pain for Candide. Voltaire takes the opportunity in Chapter 14 to mock the hypocrisy of the religious leaders and the aristocrats. The Jesuits, supposed religious leaders, use their faith to gain wealth and status, thus becoming corrupt. The Jesuits, who place special emphasis on preaching, popular missions, and the administration of the sacraments, retreated direction according to the method of the spiritual exercises. Voltaire highlights the hypocrisy of the religious leaders and displays to the readers that even religious leaders can be evil.